Yep, just about set and ready to go here as we roll our final feature of the night. These are the Dwarf Cars, the original Legends cars, when the Legends cars came to life back in the early in the 90s. These are these old 1930s and 40s style cars back on a miniature scale. These are the original Legends cars, not like the newer ones that you saw racing around here earlier for 25 laps, but the Dwarf Cars are just about set and ready to go here. It'll be Zachary Townsend in the 871 on the pole. Larry Hubbard Jr. will start second in the 56. Corey Moore behind the wheel of the number 44 starts third. James McGroarty in the number 22. He'll start from the fourth spot. Tim Dodson in the 124 starts fifth. Nicholas Ortega in the number 99. He'll start from the sixth spot. And it'll be Robert Townsend in the number 77 starting seventh. And Mark Torville in the number 90 will round out our 8-car field. So it looks like we're just about set and ready to go green here. Our final feature of the night here at 417 Southern Speedway. Thanks again for everybody watching here live on Sunshine State Racing. We're not done yet. Ready to go back to green. Green flag is out with the Dwarf Cars for 25 laps. Down they go into turns 1 and 2. The advantage is going to go to Hubbard Jr. Larry Hubbard Jr. shot out like a cannon out front. They're side by side back behind him for the third spot. That's going to be the 99 of Nicholas Ortega moving up into third. Kind of muscling his way up into the third spot around the 22 of James McGroarty. 124 of Tim Dodson dropping back there into the sixth spot behind the 44 of Corey Moore. Of course, everybody out front chasing the 56 of Larry Hubbard Jr. And here's the battle for second as Ortega gets around. Zachary Townsend, the 871 with his hands full, is going to go from second back to the fourth spot. Corey Moore now sets his sights on the 871 as the 871 couldn't quite keep it planted on the bottom of the racetrack that last time. Better job that time, but it's all Hubbard Jr. out front as he's already got a 2.5 second lead built up over the 99 of Ortega. And it's hard to believe only 4 laps into this one and already lap traffic for our race leader as Larry Hubbard Jr. certainly knows how to get it done in these Dwarf Cars down here at 417. No stranger to victory lane. Everybody trying to navigate their way through some of the lap traffic. There you see our race leader, Larry Hubbard Jr. Just give you an idea here. Check to see how far this gap is. Look at that, all the way back there. Here you see the 99 of Nicholas Ortega. It's just under 4 seconds. I mean, he's in his own zip code out front there is the 56 of Hubbard. So the 99 of Ortega runs in second. James McGroarty in the number 22 is up into third. The fourth place battle is a pretty good one. Corey Moore in the white 44 gets to the inside of Zachary Townsend. Townsend trying to hang on to that top 5 spot for now, but Tim Dodson hot in pursuit there. The 124 went up the hill there coming out of turn number 2. So he loses track a little bit there to 4th and 5th place. Corey Moore there, the white and red 44 in front of the black and orange 871 of Zachary Townsend. There you see Townsend trying to get it on the outside, see if he can't cut down to the inside, do a little bit of a slide job there, a little crossover move. Locking up the left front there was Townsend. Has to back off and regroup just ever so slightly as he's trying to battle with the 44 car. That's for 4th. They work to the inside of the lapped car of Robert Townsend in the 77, and Zachary had to grab a handful of steering wheel there, gathers it back up, and actually closes in on the 44 of Moore. Moore looked like he pushed up the track ever so slightly that time coming out of 2. If you're wondering what's happening with Larry Hubbard Jr., don't worry, he's still out in front. And he's increased his lead to over 5 seconds now. He's continuing to work through lap traffic. We'll keep you posted on if anything happens on that front, but we're halfway through this one now as we've got 12 laps to go. 13 laps have been completed for our final feature of the night. We continue to look in on that battle for 4th. Corey Moore and Zachary Townsend continuing to be the best battle on the racetrack right now as these Dwarf Cars are all over the place. They've really spread out around this 3/8 mile here at 417 Southern Speedway. The 871 locking up the left front once again and trying to get to the inside of the 44 if he can, and they touch down there, and there goes the 44 or more. Now the 124 has gone around. Tim Dodson has spun on the inside, and he keeps it refired, and we are going to stay green. Incredible job there. The drivers, they kept their gas in it, or kept their foot in it rather, and stayed in the gas. And now the 871 of Townsend looks like he is way off the pace there as he came by that last time. Now it looks like he's got it going back again. But they lost precious, precious time on the racetrack as Larry Hubbard Jr. continuing to lead. And a car going around here on the front stretch again. It is the 871. Zachary Townsend is around. And they're going to see if they're going to get him refired or not, and he cannot get it going this time. So that is going to bring out the SRQ Taxes caution. Unfortunate for him and several others that it didn't happen 3 or 4 laps earlier when the 124 of Tim Dodson went around, but Tim was able to keep it going and just got right back into it. But Townsend had his hands full. The HTO Replay Center coming here, you'll see him panning down the front stretch here. Keep an eye out for the black and orange 871 right there in your picture, and just loops it around coming out of turn number 4, and that's why we are under the SRQ Taxes caution. So not what Larry Hubbard Jr. wanted to see at all, as he had a near 6-second lead over Nicholas Ortega. If you're Ortega now, you got a shot at it. Hubbard has got a very, very fast race car. Ortega had a nice gap put back between him and third place James McGroarty. So now this is going to give those guys an opportunity to close back in. And it looks as though we have gotten the 1-to-go signal, so a pretty quick yellow as there was no debris or anything put down on the racetrack. So pace car is back in the pit area, and with 8 laps to go in our Dwarf Car feature, Larry Hubbard Jr. going to try to have a perfect restart here if he can to try to hold off the 99 of Nicholas Ortega. We'll see what McGroarty and Corey Moore can do there out of the second row, but it'll be Hubbard bringing him to the green. Green is out, and what a start. Hubbard just plants the right foot, and away he goes. Here goes the battle for second now. It'll be McGroarty to the inside of Nicholas Ortega. Ortega, they might have touched a little bit there as Ortega slid up the racetrack to try to block the 22. McGroarty settles back in third once again. Corey Moore up into fourth. Tim Dodson trying to hang on to the 5th spot. Dodson and Townsend were battling there for 5th. Dodson able to get down to the bottom of the racetrack to secure that 5th spot once again, as we now have 6 laps to go, and Larry Hubbard Jr. doing what he did earlier, and that's just setting sail on this Dwarf Car field, as he is out in front by close to almost a 1.5 seconds now. We'll check the time here at the line. Back to Nicholas Ortega, and yeah, 1.503, so a 1.5 seconds, the gap back to Nicholas Ortega now with 5 laps to go. Hubbard Jr. just wanting to see this thing stay clean and green the rest of the way, and he can send it down to victory lane. But Ortega in the 99, he's got his hands full. McGroarty in the 22 is right there, about 2 car lengths. 2 of these Dwarf Cars car lengths separating them, and the 99 kicks up the hill there, coming out of turn number 4, and here goes the 22. They're wheel to wheel. They touch in the middle of 1 and 2. Sparks bouncing off the outside of the car as here goes the 22. McGroarty trying to grab that 2nd spot away, and he has got it with just 2 to go. Here they come down into turns 1 and 2, or out of turns 2, down to the back straightaway up front. Larry Hubbard Jr. is going to see the Dan-O Seasonings white flag, our final lap, 1 to go here tonight. And it was all Larry Hubbard Jr. here in the Dwarf Car feature. He's out in front by over a straightaway, and he brings it out of turn number 4 as Larry Hubbard Jr. is your race winner. Here comes the battle for second. It's going to go to McGroarty. Third is going to go to the 44 of Corey Moore because Nicholas Ortega spun out on the last lap in turn number 2. What looked like was going to be a top 3 run for the 99 of Ortega. He is going to bring it home outside of the top 5 here. A tough break for Ortega, but Larry Hubbard Jr., your race winner here tonight for the Dwarf Cars. Congratulations to our race winners, as it looks as though that Larry is going to bypass victory lane. So the 99 of Nicholas Ortega, they are going to, looks like they're going to award him the 3rd spot there. Looked like he had some little help there on the last lap there. That might have entailed why he got taken around there. But the 56 of Larry Hubbard Jr. looks as though he has taken his car back to the pit area, so it looks like he may be foregoing our CCK Financial Group Victory Lane interview. Looks like our 2nd place car of James McGroarty has parked it down here on the front stretch. So we'll see what's going to happen down here in the front stretch. All right, and we just got word here if all top 8 of the super late model finishers have cleared tech. So Dylan Bigley, your big winner here tonight with 2 super late model feature wins.
Good job to all of our drivers tonight. What a show they put on.
Yeah, great show tonight. We're going to send it down here trackside racing. Jason Beckner down here with our 2nd place finisher, James McGroarty.
Man, wild night for you, man. That was a good run, man. Never give it up.
Yeah, don't even know what to say. Normally, I'm typically leading when the late race caution comes out, and it definitely hurts me every time, but thankfully this time I was able to capitalize on it. Struggling to get the grip in the car. We've been fighting it, hell, I think all year long, really. Definitely got to thank the fans that are still here. Thanks for staying to watch us. Got to thank Girlfriend Ashley, all my sponsors, Coastal Ginger Creations, Pool Guard of Southwest Florida, Accent Outdoor Lighting. Without these guys, it wouldn't be possible for me to be able to do this every weekend.
Always good to come out here and see you. It seems like every time I show up, you got a podium finish. Congratulations.
Thank you. Hopefully I can keep the run going all year long.
Consistency, man. Consistency.
That's definitely the key. Last year I won 1 race, finished on top 3 all year long, and was able to win the championship. This year's definitely off to a rough start, but who knows? Still a long way to go.
Keep it up. You got it, man.
Thank you.
Finishing 2nd tonight, the number 22, James McGroarty. Finishing 3rd was the 99 of Nicholas Ortega. And that's going to be it for me. I'll do my quick spiel real quick before I turn it back over upstairs. I want to thank everybody for coming out to the 417 Southern Speedway, toughest track in the South. I'm your track announcer, Racing Jason. Remind you, please keep the race on the racetrack, the speed on the speedway, and we'll see you right here in 2 weeks at the 417 Southern Speedway.